Hey y'all, it's me, FlyGirlLandy. And look, I'm here at the exit row.
Nice.
Yay.
Welcome
Woo.
to the
It's
exit row.
been a long time coming.
I was just about to say that. A long time coming. I'm so excited.
Thank y'all for having me.
Absolutely.
Val, welcome to Exit Row headquarters, also known as Omaha, Nebraska, also known
Yeah.
as Adam's house.
Also known as 50 below zero.
Oh yeah, it's
Quite almost literally is actually how it feels.
As of this recording, it's what? I'm showing 1 degree on my phone, but the feels
Last
like
time
is
I checked, it was like -4.
and that's no joke.
It's negative fun.
Wind chill, though, is about -20, -30. So,
So Val, you are on the podcast. You are a guest here. Maybe a permanent spot. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
it's your interview.
This is also an interview process.
See, that's the part. I was worried about the rapid fire questions. I should be worried about.
Yeah, exactly, yep. There's actually people upstairs that are listening this whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, right. They're just going to come barge down.
Those planes up there. They had stickers in them.
Exactly.
So Val,
knew it.
Val, we brought you in because you are a Southwest flight attendant, correct?
Yes, I am. Last time I checked.
The expertise we would like to hear about. And so before we get started, we kind of want to mention why you're on the podcast, who brought you here, and that's where Paige is going to come in and talk about why you're here and how you got here.
Yes.
Yeah, guys. So if you remember back to probably mid-June, we recorded an episode where I flew Maryland 1. And it was a whole big thing, of course. You know, I have my Maryland 1 models here. She was the first special delivery I photographed back in 2021. She's my baby. Booked a last-minute trip to go see her. And one of the first things I told myself is, I hope I have an amazing flight attendant that is okay with my total av geekery and wanting to take pictures in the cockpit, because I asked you to take a picture of me outside with her.
Oh, so that was Val taking that picture. Okay.
Yeah.
I love context.
Yep. And so that's where Val came into play. And I asked you were the first flight attendant I saw. I was like, I explained my story with Maryland 1. I was like, please, can I get a picture in the cockpit? This is my baby. And so you got my picture in the cockpit, picture outside the plane. So we flew Maryland 1 together to Midway from Omaha. And so then that's where we connected.
Honest question real quick. Did you think she was crazy when you first met her?
No, I'm like, she's just really into planes. Okay.
Because this was a moment for her, like a moment.
Yeah.
See, I did not realize that until after the fact, how much of a moment it was for you. I'm just like, oh, she wants to go to the cockpit. Okay. People ask us to the cockpit all the time, especially children, all the time. So I'm like, okay, not a big deal. I thought you were a nervous flyer at first, though.
And that's crazy because I didn't know that until tonight that you thought that, yeah.
And then I thought to myself, well, now that I know more about you, I'm like, she flies all the time. She is definitely not a nervous flyer.
Yeah.
But I understand why that's your baby. I get it now. It makes so much sense. But back then, I was like, wait a minute. When I started following you on social media, I even told all my friends, I'm like, she's a professional plane spotter. This is what she does, you guys. She flies around. She's on my flight, and she just takes pictures of planes all day long.
Yeah.
What a life.
Man,
What a life.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm so jealous. Like, you have a good life here.
It's my best hobby. That's the best hobby I could have ever thought of for myself. I love just being at the airport, being around planes, taking the pictures, and then the post-processing and editing and just watching the art come to life, you know.
It's funny because were you not aware, from what I took talking offline, you weren't really aware of the whole AvGeek community per se.
No.
Until that day,
Right,
really.
until that day. Now, being a flight attendant, I see all type of stuff. We go to different overnights at hotels, and they have, like, the furry conventions. That's a thing, right?
Yeah,
So,
right.
There's a lot of things out there, yeah.
see,
Absolutely.
People have, like, these, the feet fetish. Like, that's a thing.
Sure,
Okay.
sure. Shout out to feet.
People
let's go feet.
like nylon stockings that have been worn, for example.
Okay.
Listen, I'm just throwing things out here.
No, she's saying there's a thing for everyone. Everyone's got
Yeah.
something.
So I'm
Yeah.
like,
As
okay,
weird as it
well,
might be.
There are things, as you
to
as they
enjoy
say, yeah.
aviation, that's fairly normal compared to some other things. I'm like, this is fine.
There's some crazy stuff out there. Like, you know,
I don't know if the word foot fetish has been said on the podcast yet.
Can
the
I,
exit row after
can I
dark.
say that? Can I say big toe?
Hey, guess what? It's been said. No, go ahead. Yes, please. Actually.
Big toe.
Talk
Just,
about-
just don't plug only feet. I just don't care.
Oh, God.
All right, let's get back on topic, people.
yeah.
What are you talking about? We are.
We're back. No, so I
Feet.
for me it was I didn't think it was weird. I thought it was adorable. And I remember sending you voice notes saying like, oh my God, I just love how you are genuinely yourself. That's the thing that gets me. Like,
Yeah.
this is just you. And you're like, yeah, my parents support me. I have friends who support me. Like, this is a
You
thing
do?
for me. See, don't
No
do
way.
that. See? I'm not gonna let them tag team you.
Yeah, no.
Heyo.
I don't let them either. I'm so used to
I know
them and
it.
their ways and what they
the
do.
territory.
Yeah. I'm used to it.
I just loved how genuine you were with everything. I'm like, this is a thing. And for a minute, I thought that I know you showed me some of the ones that you hand painted and built, but I didn't know that a lot of your collection, these are things, of course, that you just collect. I did not realize you did not build them. Again, I had this whole story in my mind. I'm like, she builds these planes. She takes pictures. This is her life.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I thought.
Anything and everything aviation for me is just fascinated in it. And I'm like a person that what you see is what you get with me. Like, I'm not gonna ever pretend to be anything different. And so it's just, and it attracts the best people in the best ways. So I'm grateful for my circle. And I think, everyone comes into our lives for a reason. And I was so hesitant, honestly, on booking this Maryland 1 flight because I was like, it was like 12 hours prior. I was like, I'm booking this flight just to fly her. And what if she tail swaps? There's weather. It was June,
Summertime travel, summertime weather.
Yep. I was like, there's all these possibilities. But then I woke up and my dad had sent me a text and he was like, she's on her way to you. And I was like, oh my God, this is happening. And I was like, everything happens for a reason. And I know that booking that flight happened for a multiple different reasons. So
It was meant to be.
That brings up a funny point. Have you ever thought about people referring to planes as like a male or a female?
No, not until Paige. And I'm like, okay. But it's me being me. I'm like the most non-judgmental person. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to get with it. You started doing it, so now I'll do it. That's your baby. That's your baby.
But again, before this community, like it was just a piece of machinery, right? It was a piece of technology.
Right,
Like it wasn't like, oh, I'm flying her today, I'm flying him today, kind of thing. That sounds
No,
weird. But
it's
yeah,
just-
you know what I mean.
No more than the jokes that I hear, like this Boeing is going. Like, we'll give it. Now,
I hear
will
that
say-
a lot with Southwest,
Yes.
and I love it.
And I will say this, though. I have made posts and I've said things like, oh, my boyfriend, Max, the Max 8. So I've made that joke. That's
The
my
boyfriend
baby.
Max.
That's my boo. I
like
date
that.
Max. I love Max. He pays me every month on the 20th, not until my payday. But it's just like, I love Max. So in a sense, I get it. Yours for different reasons. Mine's more so just me joking, but I understand now.
But referring to a plane in a third person, right?
I didn't know it was a thing. So I'm just like, okay,
Oh, yeah.
here's
Very
where we
common thing
are.
within aviation. Oh, yeah.
I love it.
So that's why you're here. Or actually, no. So you guys met on the flight, which is crazy,
That
by
was
the way.
June, yep.
Literally
Yeah.
met on the flight.
And we exchanged
Found out Paige
social
wasn't
media.
crazy.
Yeah,
So,
I didn't think she was crazy.
Exchanged info. You're in Omaha now, and just real quick, who are you? Like, how did you get here? Like, physically, obviously, you flew Southwest. So you want to talk about the flight you came in and where you're going tomorrow, actually.
Yes, so I'm actually here on an overnight. So I come through Omaha ever so often. I think I was here a couple of years ago for Christmas, and since then I've been here maybe a handful of times. I've been flying now for almost 7 years. May will be 7 years for me. This is a good overnight. You know where we normally stay. We've talked about that in comparison to where we're staying at right now. So I had just been trying since I met you to get an Omaha overnight. That was the thing. And it just wasn't coming up. So I was originally off on these days, but I saw where a coworker wanted to get rid of his trip. So he said, hey, my trip is out here if somebody wants to pick it up. That's when I reached out to you like, hey, will y'all all be available on this date? Because if you are, then I would gladly come to Omaha.
Yeah.
I would just pick that trip up. It'll help this coworker. It'll help me to be able to see you all. I did not know it was going to be -4 degrees.
No,
outside.
and it was going to originally be like 35, 40, but
Yes.
not anymore.
But I wouldn't change plans for anything because it's been over 6 months now that we have been trying to make this happen. So
Well, and when
Here we
you
are.
sent me that message, I was like, oh, we got to get this going fast before someone else claims this. So I
Yes.
immediately messaged these both, and I'm like, what are you doing on this day? What are
These
you doing on
both?
January 23rd?
Yeah.
These two, sorry.
For objects.
they think you're acting funny with them because I'm here. They're like, wait a minute. Now all of a sudden they're just
Yeah,
these
here we
two.
go with them, and they're
No, she just, it's
critiquing
more so
where-
that she referred to us as object. Anyway, move on.
Yeah.
whatever.
Wah, wah.
Anyways, so yes, I messaged these two, and I asked, like, what can we do this? And
I said, do what?
the podcast today, because she had just messaged me saying, like, this,
I know, that was a joke.
I got it. I got it.
heck off, sir.
I got the joke.
Yeah, thank you, Val. Yeah. Paige takes things very literally sometimes.
My drumstick.
Sometimes. Okay, but
You
anyway.
I have a very dry
Message me
sense of
back.
humor. I have a very dry sense of humor.
No,
just so
so
we're
my
clear.
we'll
I know.
get to that because my humor is either really dry or dark. So I don't do airplane jokes. Just putting that out there. I'm not that flight attendant that gets on the mic and does because my jokes are not.
Even though we debunked that for you, Adama, the last one.
Yeah, you can't keep
I
playing that
still
card.
appreciate it, though.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
That I don't do jokes.
Yes.
I mean, I'll do like a little one-on-one. My banter with passengers and like my coworkers, my cohorts is what we call them at Southwest.
Yes, I know that, and I love that. I love that. Absolutely
Cohorts,
love it.
yes. So my banter, you'll get it, but it might not be like everybody's cup of tea.
Hey,
Yeah.
welcome to my life. Yeah, exactly. I
See?
get it.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So you and I, we have that in common.
Yep.
The dark, dry sense of
Yeah.
humor. You will not hear me saying this Boeing is going. You will not hear me.
Even though you have said it twice, though, this podcast.
I know, right? So now people expect me to. No, I'm not doing it.
The over
But,
under. The over unders on
We've
3.
been cleared for blast off. This is not a rocket.
I've never heard that one
Oh,
before.
jeez, yeah.
See that out of Houston
See, have you
or
heard
Orlando?
that before?
No, but I
Oh.
would
But
expect
you-
it at
yeah,
those two places,
see,
right?
Yes,
Would make
yes.
sense, yeah.
Just like you would expect me to get on the PA and pretend that I'm Mickey going into Orlando.
Oh,
gosh.
no, I wouldn't be the one doing that.
It's been done, and it's,
sure it
it's,
has,
it's
yeah.
cute. It's funny. I don't mind
the
it.
kids, yeah.
Right, it is. It is, and that's what I like about Southwest. We provide that experience for you all.
Yeah. The
I'm
other,
just not good at it.
I wouldn't be either. The other joke I've heard a lot with Southwest is sit back and relax or lean forward and be tense. It's your choice. I've heard that
Ooh,
twice
I have
now.
not.
I've heard that on
Say
two
that
separate
tomorrow.
Southwest
Say it
flights.
tomorrow.
Yep.
If it doesn't flow, then I'm gonna feel. See, my issue is if nobody laughs, then I'll be like, "Ugh." So I just
crowd,
why I
tough
don't
crowd.
do it. Yeah,
I know. When it's a tough crowd and I just want the world to swallow me whole, I'm like,
See, that's why I just err on the side of Southern hospitality.
yeah.
I'm just really sweet to my people. That's it. All of my passengers like my babies, all. And I fly up front a lot, so I get nervous flyers up front a lot
yeah.
of times.
Yeah. And the thing is, to me, as long as you're not terrible to me, which I actually very rarely experience with flight attendants. I've had a couple incidents where the flight attendants not the most friendly person, not the most easy person to deal with, but for the most part, they've all been so great. So shout out to all the flight attendants.
Hell yeah.
We thank you.
Shout out to Val. So Val,
Exactly.
there's some questions.
Yeah.
You want to get into them?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right.
So this can kind of play along with, I guess, our Pages poll this week, which is more of a Pages question.
Which I'm not going to do O'Malley. I'm not doing.
Shout out to O'Malley, yeah.
It's dead. You're welcome, O'Malley.
Bury the song, unfortunately. So our first question is from @OmbreFrutas.
Hombre Fritas, yes.
And he has a couple. First question, what is the funniest thing that happened on a flight?
The funniest thing.
Go ahead and give them both since it's from the same
Okay.
person. That way she
So-
can come out. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll do that one, and then the second one he has is, what is your favorite city for a layover?
Okay. So the funniest thing that's ever happened, again, we talk about my warped sense of humor.
Love it.
So we're flying from Baltimore to Norfolk. That is a 38-minute flight. It was the last
down.
flight of this trip. Exactly. Up and down. So me and the other flight attendants are like, oh, what's the worst that can happen? This is a 38-minute flight.
Oh, you can't say that.
Right. We totally jinxed ourselves when I tell you. This was early morning. Again, 38 minutes. We take off. We get like right at 10,000. We're still kind of climbing though. And all of a sudden we see something like flying around. There's somehow a water bug, a cockroach.
Gross.
Flying around the cabin.
Oh, that's
And
that's
I'm like,
great.
what in the world? And I'm trying to be discreet about it, but the other flight attendant, she's like totally freaking out. And I'm like, girl, any other time I would be at home, but I would be like just the biggest baby ever. But I'm trying to be this lead flight attendant and be all like prim and proper. So I'm like,
Be strong.
Right, just be strong. We all lost it. The thing flew onto a passenger. We were
Oh, no.
we were trying to swat it. All of a sudden, we didn't see it anymore because it was on the passenger's back.
Oh.
And so when she realized it, she started like taking off her jacket and stuff.
she
It
didn't
was
know
a
it at first.
No, and so we were like,
So we're talking like a fairly big sized bug, is what
oh
you're
yeah,
saying.
it was a water bug, like a little skateboard creature. Like it was. I'm like, how things happen though when there's weather outside. You know, people.
Well, and depending on where you're coming from and different bugs that can
Right, things
be,
can be on
because
the
there's
jet
a space
bridge.
between the jet bridge and the plane where things could get in. It's not very big, but it's
Things
possible.
happen, and so we believe that's how it got there. And I think they're also attracted to light because at one point it was in the lighting system that was up top. That's when we first noticed it. We kind of saw it like flapping around in there. So the passenger was like coming out of her blazer, and I'm like, we have to get back up. We're on the 700, so there's 3 flight attendants. I'm like, I'm going to call the guy in the back. I forget his name. I'm like, he can come help us. So we call him, and we tell him what's going on. And he didn't really say much. He just came right up. He grabs a safety information card, and he's like trying to swat it. Oh, my God.
Just like that on video. by
We
the way.
were better off doing this by ourselves. It was just so
Shout
bad.
out to guy in the back for doing nothing, by the way. Yeah.
Oh, right?
So
Thank
just
you
so you know,
for
the
nothing.
safety information card served dual purpose. Okay, multi-purpose. it was a fly swatter, a bug squisher. All the
I've
things.
seen a pilot for Lufthansa catch a scorpion with one of those.
See,
So-
those things are pretty tough. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's doing that. I called the pilots to let them know what was going on. Like, hey, like there is a water bug in the cabin. And so if you hear a little bit of commotion, it's just us trying to get this thing together. He's like, where I'm from, we eat those. And I'm like,
Ooh.
okay, sir,
Why
I
you
don't
gonna
have
help
time
us
for
right
the
now?
jokes. Right.
Shouldn't have said anything.
I would have.
Had you pushed back? Like, were you in flight or had you pushed back?
Again, this is 38 minutes. We just got to 10,000.
Oh, you're in the air.
Yes, we're in the
Oh, wow.
air. So I'm just letting him know in case he hears commotion, like, here's what's going on.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So he's like, all right. I'm like, let me hang up with you because you said you eat roaches. So let me just, this is not good. I'm hang up. So,
That's another conversation.
right. I'm like, for another
Yeah,
day.
we'll discuss this when we land.
I mean, it's a good source of protein, perhaps. That's why I was going with it. But in that moment, I'm like, I want to, and a lot of other passengers, it was early, so people weren't really privy to what was going on, not the ones in the back, but the first few rows were like, what in the world is going
Yeah.
on? So all of a sudden, this guy gets up from about the 3rd or 4th row. He gets up to head towards the lavatory. He begins to like faint. He passes out. And I'm like,
Oh, jeez.
all of a sudden, so here we go from it being some crazy, funny moment, and we're trying to like get this bug and contain it, to now we're in emergency mode in a sense, because now what's going on with this passenger? And we don't have that much time before we land.
Yeah.
And here we are saying, what can happen? It's a 38-minute flight.
Oh, gosh.
We're just going home to Baltimore. Nothing can happen. So turns out he was diabetic. Remember, I was talking to you earlier just about off air about how when you're in the air, things are intensified times 10.
Yeah.
So if you have a cold or a toothache, an earache, or again, being
All those
diabetic.
pressure differences
Yes,
and
low blood sugar. So he just had not eaten. We're trained to give a pack of sugar underneath the tongue or orange juice, just something to spike his sugar back up.
yeah.
So once we did that, he was fine. We had him more so towards the galley area because we were trying to just pull him into that area and take care of him. Again, the thing was, let's get him to where ideally we want him to be able to land in his seat safely.
Yeah.
As a flight attendant, I need to also be in my jump seat. My cohorts do as well. So that's the goal. Normally, you don't worry about that as much when it's a longer flight, but when there's 38 minutes, you don't have time to spare. Again,
No.
so the bug is the bug. Nobody cares. The woman who had took her jacket off, honey, she's sitting back and looking like, oh my God, is this guy going to be okay? Like, none of the other stuff mattered in that moment. It was about making sure that he was safe.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
So he was fine. Got him back in his seat. He was good to go. Thing is, he was like, oh, I'm going to travel on to LA after this. And I'm like, well, we're going to have you stop and talk to an operations agent. And then also we'll have medical professionals meet us at the gate. So we'll make sure you're okay because you need some time on the ground, perhaps have lunch. You
maybe eat.
Yes, you
Yeah.
should before you travel on somewhere else. Thing about it is I'm glad that he shared that with us because we did not have a manifest. You know how some airlines, they have a manifest. I don't know this person's, his flight track for that day. I cannot assume
yeah.
that he is just going from Norfolk to Baltimore. Again, that's a smaller hub. So going from a smaller airport like Norfolk, going to Baltimore,
Yeah.
you could be going anywhere from there. So him saying, oh, I'm going to LA, I'm going to head to the West Coast after this. I'm happy he happened to have mentioned that.
He's got a long day ahead of him, yeah.
Yeah, like you
Yeah,
need
that's a
to
long
eat.
flight,
You-
yeah.
You cannot just know. But now with us having assigned seating starting really soon,
Thank goodness.
we'll have a manifest. And then we'll be able to have crew notes. So I can make a note like, oh, this passenger, just so you all are aware, he had this issue on this flight. And it's not to it's like to bad talk the passenger by any means. It's just to make the crew aware so that they can better assist him on the next leg. They can be there for him.
It's important too in case something happens.
Yes, just to have a little bit of background history on what's going on with this person. So I am excited about assigned seating for that reason, just to be able to better take care of people. And then when you're talking to someone, if they're traveling alone and they're having a medical emergency, being able to address them by name, something as simple as that. Or if they have a mental health crisis or something like that, they might need to be called by their name.
Oh, totally.
Certain
Yeah.
things could be triggering for them. So just having a manifest and being able to know who is sitting where, I am looking forward to that.
Yes, absolutely.
Wait, so is that bug still on the plane, you think?
I'm sure it's probably fossilized.
Yeah.
Legend has it that bug is still flying
It's
around.
still flying around terrorizing people and making them come out of their blazers. It was given like, it's getting hot in here.
Yeah.
I'm just watching this woman get undressed like, ma'am, no more layers. Like,
You can only go so far. You're like,
again, 38 minutes, and it seemed like so long. But after all of this happened, he sat back down. We got our chime. At that point, we were still sitting at 10,000. Now, as flight attendants with Southwest, we sit at 18,000 feet. We get our chime to clean up the cabin early. Back then, it was 10,000 feet off the ground. That's like our final descent. We got the 10,000. He was already seated. Everything was fine and went back to normal. We went from being like totally in the green, having a good time, to kind of being in what we call the yellow with the bug, to then being in the red with this passenger, and then back to the green again.
Things were escalating quickly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Escalating and de-escalating very quickly
quickly.
in just a very short amount of time.
Yep. 38 minutes.
Yeah.
So let's see, recap that second question there. So you want to shout out a favorite city on the layover? If you've got one, or maybe least favorite. You can take that either direction.
That's true. That's true.
Ooh, okay, I'm going to say this then. My least favorite used to be,
Omaha, Nebraska.
I know, right? Until today. Until today. No, actually, the one that I had before this one, before coming to Omaha tonight, last night I was in Detroit. And normally it's always cold and raining when I go through there, for one. But also we were staying somewhere really close to the airport, so there wasn't a lot to do. So as a flight attendant, when you
Talking
have
about you can
overnight,
plane spot all night.
Exactly.
well, see, now I have
I'm gonna stop you right there.
I have something to do in every city now because of you all. I'm like, I never would have thought about that. I have heard of plane spotting out of LA.
Yes.
I knew another flight attendant who
It's
used
a
to do. She
big
used to
plane
go like
spot
near
in LA.
this Whataburger there, and she would plane spot right outside the airport. But before that, I'm like, I didn't know that was a thing for real. So,
Yeah, there's a really popular in and out location right by the airport.
see,
Yep.
she used to be there all the time, and I'm
So Detroit, you would say least favorite?
yes, because it was always cold
Gotcha.
and raining.
You just have an image in your mind of Detroit, which I think is probably common for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I just had it last night, and we were downtown. Yes, it was really cold, but it was a totally different feel. I can tell that I would
Whole
want
new
to
city,
come
right?
back.
Whole new city. Yeah.
Yes. We were a good, about 40 minutes away from the actual airport. But I can tell in the spring and summer, I would want that location again because I do base my overnights on food. Like, I will look at the night before, I'm looking up restaurants, like, where can I go get whatever the local cuisine is? Like,
Beignets.
is there?
Yeah.
Yes. When I'm in New Orleans, all the
Cafe
food in New
Dumont.
Orleans, yes, all the food in New Orleans is always the best. So
That's what I've never
one of
been
my
there, and I really
favorites.
want to
Oh,
go
it's
there
one of
for
my
it.
favorite overnights.
Absolutely.
Everywhere that we stay there is pretty good. I like all the food, all the culture. The people are really sweet. San Diego, also on my list. There is a brunch spot called Morning Glory. Absolutely love Morning Glory.
Shout out Morning Glory. All right.
Check it out.
Yes, it's in Little Italy, so that's one of my favorites. And the hotel that we stay at is not far from the water, so you get to see all the ships. It's just really nice. There's never really bad weather. I base things on like the food, the weather, also the hotel. We get discounts at these hotels when we stay overnight. Now, our accommodations is paid for, of course, through the company, but then they have things like restaurants and spas that we get discounts at. Yes, so I'm a spa girly. So when I stay in El Paso, there's a hotel that we stay at there, and I love the spa. We had to get a really good discount. So I go and get a massage, and I go to the dry sauna, and then there's champagne. And I'm like, sign me up. So I'll
sign
pick
me up. I've never been anything like that.
I'm about to be a Southwest flight attendant, brother.
Me
Let-
too.
Let me tell you. And word on the street is a lot of other airlines like to try to, when they overnight, they're like, let me just say I'm with Southwest because y'all get the best discount. So I'm like, oh, well. Until they ask you for your crew ID and you have to show it where you really work. Womp womp.
Yo, yikes.
Busted.
Yeah, so my favorite, I would say between like New Orleans and San Diego, I love those two. And now Detroit, I'm going to give them a try in the spring and summer.
It's at least you
Just
can
like
use-
Omaha, trying when it's not negative, stupid.
Oh, I'm coming back because you showed me some places that I want to check out. But it's just like right now, I would be a little fudge stickle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we live here and we totally agree.
Yeah, we don't get this cold a whole lot. A couple times a year, maybe.
Actually, quite a bit. It's Omaha. It's the winter.
It is.
Last week we had like
get-
2 weeks straight of this. Yeah.
Of
of
negative
sub-zero
20 degree
sub-zero
wind chill?
temperatures. Yeah, do you remember
I don't
that last year?
remember that.
Yeah, it was crazy. Well, anyway,
She wasn't here.
Oh, last
She
year.
wasn't
Yeah.
here for
I
that.
thought you said last week we had this.
anyway, Larry, thank you for the questions. I would think living here, you would know how the weather gets.
I do know how it gets. It's just not
Not too much of
like
a girl.
This constant.
All right,
Hey,
next question.
Giving it to you.
Oh, Lord.
Let's go with the next one.
Larry, shout out to Larry for the questions. So next
Thanks,
up,
Larry.
Paige.
So, our longtime listener and supporter, Jet Set Shirts, shout out to you, Eric. What is your best cabin announcement joke?
I have 0.
That maybe if you said or would like to say hypothetically, if there's something maybe out there that's maybe a little too raunchy that you'd like to say, but you can't say in public.
See.
So sorry, Eric, if you
I
don't mind me kind of helping the question out a little bit.
Yeah. See, I'm not the jokester. Even when I met you, I flew the lead position. I do the announcements pretty much verbatim. I'm so lame. Now, I do enjoy flying with cohorts who make the jokes. I do. The challenge is, for me, laughing after having heard them 25 times. So if this is like the last flight of this 3-day trip and we have flown 3 flights a day, at this point, the joke
And
is
you're
no
hearing
longer
the
funny.
same thing.
Right. But
That would make sense.
for the sake of being a team player and not looking like a little prude in front of the rest of the passengers, I will laugh. Like if I have to fake it, I will.
Yeah, hey,
Like,
absolutely.
'cause I don't want to be that person. I'm a team player. The joke is funny. It's just not funny to me because I've heard it 15 times at this point.
Yeah.
Also, you have to know your crowd too.
Yes.
I definitely err on the side of caution with like saying anything political or anything like that.
Oh, yeah, I
We
know.
do talk a lot of junk about sports teams. I will say that.
That's okay.
Going into different cities when you
Yeah.
know, that's
Breaks
a
the
big
ice,
thing.
100%,
It does. I like doing that.
I did have my pilot from Omaha to Phoenix going to Los Angeles this last trip. It was the day of the Nebraska bowl game. The whole plane was watching the bowl game and cheering on Nebraska. He said, "Go Big Red."
See?
The captain did. I was like, yes, and everyone was cheering. That was really awesome.
Yeah, see, stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
innocent, it's fun. I feel like things like sports, music bring everybody together. So
Yeah.
you've been on the Max 8 where we play music now, haven't
Yes,
you?
yes,
The,
and I
the
love
boarding
it,
music,
yes.
yes. Again, there's a time and place. We do play it for every flight, but they have different settings. So you can have something that's for the morning time. You do not want to play something that's like
Oh, man, I want to hear
hardcore, super
some
loud with bass.
TLC. I want.
Oh,
So they did
gosh.
not make the cut. Shout out to TLC. They should have made the cut.
Yeah.
There are some songs that I do know and recognize that I like. But like early in the morning, be careful what you're playing.
I was going to say, who curates those playlists? Do you know by any chance?
So there
curious
was
about
like a survey that went out. I was not privy to it. A lot of people who I know said they did not know about it, but they did put a bunch of songs in a bowl and say, "Hey, let's pick from these songs. Like, what's gonna go over well with people." Some of the songs involve like travel, aviation, airplanes, so it's cute.
Sure.
Yeah.
Other ones are just like pick me ups. You know, it's just certain stuff that like just get you going. But again, I work early in the mornings most of the time. So at 5:36 a.m., be careful what you're blasting to people.
Yeah,
Just gotta,
right.
you
Yeah,
know.
because you don't want to be playing drunk on a plane.
Yeah, or heavy metal screaming music. It like
Or,
really
I
get
hate
people
you
awake.
so much right now. Like you would not play that on the plane. No, you would not.
Yeah.
And some of this should not be played early in the morning, regardless, or any time of the day. It's just a no, regardless. But I just stay away from the jokes.
That's fine. That's a safe bet at the end of the day.
There is one that I want to try though. And it's not even so much of a joke. It's just, so I do the opening announcements. A lot of times, again, I fly A. So before we get ready to do our demo, the safety demo, a lot of flight attendants will say, "Hey, did anybody drop this?" And then everybody looks up. And they're like, "So now that we have your attention, we'd like to point out the important safety features of this
I
boat."
like
I'm
that.
like, "Oh, I think I might." I'm not flying the lead on this trip, but on my next trip, I might try it. But again, if they don't look up, then I'll get mad. So that's why I don't do it. Like, look up. Yeah. I said, did anybody drop this?
Bless your hearts.
See, that's what the Southern, bless your hearts. You don't know
Bless
the
your heart.
sky's blue.
You know, that was kind of a question I had along those lines is I've always legitimately been curious on how many people you think are actually paying attention to the whole safety spiel. You know what I mean?
would say probably not many.
Well, that's what I
aside
mean.
from
Like,
the
how many
exit
people
row,
would you
maybe?
guess? Like, actually, how many people would you like? 25% maybe?
Maybe.
Because like, and what would you think? Like, would you prefer people not at the not? Oh shit, I shouldn't say that. But you know what I mean. Like, would you rather have people making eye contact with you, or not listening but looking down? Because like, how do you feel about being in a crowd?
So public speaking is my thing. I've been doing it for a long time. It doesn't bother me. I would love to know that people are listening. If that means looking, then great. Exactly.
Locked in, locked in.
I see you. You see me. It doesn't bother me. This is something that happened the other day. True story. The other day I was flying the lead position. And so I'm doing all of the announcements. The flight attendant who is flying what we call the C position, she has to actually do the demonstration. So she's putting on the oxygen mask, and she's the one putting on the life vest, and she's showing the seatbelt. She's
I guess
pointing
that's
to
more
all
what
the
I was
exits.
getting at. Yeah.
So it can be a distraction if people are talking while you're trying to do that. For me, I can talk over anything. So there was a woman on the very front row, literally right in front of where I'm speaking, talking very loudly, having a conversation with the guy next to her. The guy I could tell was engaging, but trying not so much because he knew we were doing the safety demo. So
Yeah,
to
of
his
course.
defense, like, he was trying to pay attention, but she was really into the conversation. And I can tell that they had just met on the flight. So they're talking. She is really loud. And I noticed my C flight attendant really wasn't following along as she should have been. It was kind of frustrating for her.
Yeah.
But again, I was able to keep just speaking over it. It didn't bother me any. So after we got done, I just politely said to the passenger, for future reference, I want you to be mindful when we're doing the announcements. It's a good idea, try to quiet down if you can and pay attention. And that's just, for the sake of you knowing the safety information, but then also those around you who may want to listen as well. And she took
Exactly.
it very well. We had no issues that entire flight. She
That's
was a
how it should
sweetie
be,
pie.
yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to correct her. And the other flight attendant was like, thank you for that, because I was really getting thrown off.
Yeah,
And
because
she
not
was.
everybody can listen and do things like multitask like that. Like some people
Right.
are it's difficult. So
Right. And other people happen to hear me say that, and they were kind of like nodding their head, agreeing. So sometimes, again, it's my job to stand up for stuff like that. You all are passengers. You are paying customers. It's your job to sit back and relax. Like, it's my job to notate things like that and say something about it. I'm at work, so I'm the one that needs to be mindful and vigilant of everything that's going on. So I'm like, I'll say something. Because again, these days, you see all kind of videos on airplanes. I have not had anything super crazy happen. But you see like these altercations, and I'm like, Lord, not on my flight, please. Between
like the people have to be
passengers.
restrained and
Yes.
like
And
that.
a lot of,
like
sometimes it's with other flight attendants, and other times it's with just passengers amongst themselves.
Right,
So
yeah.
if I see something I think is foreseeable as an issue, I'm going to go ahead and address it, because I have on my uniform, I have on my wings, I have the pilots backing me. Like, I know I'll be okay. I'm going to say something to kind of get ahead of this potential issue before I have two passengers going at each other.
Yeah.
So I'll just say, hey, I've noticed, could you possibly, quiet down a little bit? Or I noticed you kicking this seat. Do you need, what can we do for you? If there's a row where there's nobody else sitting right there, again, this is being recorded pre-assigned seating. But if there's no one in the seat, in the next row in front of you, maybe I can move you to that seat so that you're not stretching your legs and kicking the person that's sitting in front of you, because it's not fair to them. So I just try to look at stuff that way.
Totally. Absolutely.
absolutely, yeah.
But yeah, that's always been something I've been curious. But every time the safety demos happen, I'm like, I like to look around and be like, is anyone even looking in that direction? Even if you've got headphones on, is anyone even looking at your
Sometimes,
direction?
and again,
At least have the respect to look at you, even if you're listening to something completely different. You know what I mean?
just out of respect. And sometimes it's so early in the morning, they're asleep
Yeah.
during the demo. And I'm guilty of it, but I'm like, well, I can do it because I already know the demo, so it's fine.
Can you do it like the back of your hand, pretty
I
much?
sure can.
Yeah.
I know it.
You want to give it right now?
Let's do it.
Dama.
Go ahead and stand up, and here we go. We're off.
I know it. Are you serious?
How long is it?
I'll give you a portion.
Yeah,
I
give
know
us
it.
Give us a little. Give us a quick little demo. A little demo.
We are now on board a flight.
Yeah, we just sat
My
down.
seatbelt is
Where are we going? What's the flight number and where? Well, that doesn't matter. That's in my
We're
world.
going Omaha to London on Southwest 737. Yeah.
Yes.
Are you trying to speak this into existence?
Yeah.
Absolutely, actually. I would love
Wishful
I would love to
thinking
see
here,
that.
wishful thinking.
Omaha to London. Yeah.
Let's go.
Stansted specifically.
Oh, it
yeah.
would be Stansted
Yeah.
for sure.
I cannot.
Yeah,
with
for
y'all. I cannot.
Give us a fun little quick demo. You don't have to do it all, but give it how you would like to do it in real life. Like
Ooh.
Oh, how I
Put
would
your own
like
little
to do it.
spin off on it. Ooh.
I'm so boring, y'all. I'm so boring. Good
Bore
morning,
us.
everyone. If we can have your attention for just a moment.
You have a great voice. You have a great voice.
We'd like to point out the important safety features of this Boeing 737 MAX 8 aircraft. There is a safety information card located in your seat back pockets.
Yo, your voice is actually incredible.
Thank you.
I think you have a really good voice. Yeah.
Thank you.
You have a voice
Absolutely.
for radio,
For radio?
for media.
Uh-oh.
You have a voice for safety demos as well. Hey.
Listen, so if they ever start doing the pre-recorded ones, just hire me for that.
You know, I was going to say, you could shut your eyes and that could honestly be one of those, you can't tell if it's happening in real life or not.
Yeah.
So I have had passengers, they will sometimes look up when they hear me because they're like, is this a, because they know we don't have the recordings at Southwest. So they're like, wait a minute, is this? And then
Yeah.
they see me do it. So then because of how I speak, that will demand someone's attention. And at the
Yeah.
end, they're like, you had to memorize all of that? And I'm like, yeah, I know it in Spanish and German too. I'm just being funny. I don't.
I was just going to say, whoa, hey.
Like my Duolingo is really mad at me right now because I have not
Oh,
been on
same
there.
here. Mine
It
is.
just sent me some little angry face thingy. So
Yeah.
I do not know it in Spanish, but one day, one day.
Awesome. Well, hey, let's see. Next question, I guess. I don't even know where we are. Let's hit up another
Yeah,
question.
so next question is actually going to be from my dad.
Oh, shout out,
Shout
Dad.
out,
Dad.
It's a family affair here on the row.
I love
Exactly. Username on Instagram, IH_Mike. Have you had any famous people on your plane?
Obviously, other than Omaha Spotter Page. Duh.
Exactly.
I am top tier fan.
Thank you.
Let's be honest
Thank
here.
you.
Yes.
And
Thank
I was,
you for
I was
that
just
recognition.
such a fan. Okay.
Duh.
Let's see, famous people. So there was two guys from a band from like the 80s. I was not familiar with them, but I did compliment their really clear skin that they had and nice veneers. Because I'm weird like that. I will walk up to somebody
Like
"Did
you
have
complimented them
braces?"
not knowing who they were at the time?
Yes, I did not know. I'm just like, you have really good skin. It's that Botox. It looks really good.
That's awesome, yeah.
And your teeth look amazing. And they're like, they're veneers. I'm like, who did you go to? Because I have those kind of conversations with people. That's why I don't
Yeah.
do the funny jokes because I have those type of conversations.
And everyone has their own things.
Yeah, you got your own style. Absolutely.
I'm into teeth. So you know what? I was talking about how I need to get into something. Maybe I'll get into teeth. Maybe I'll.
That was one of my questions later on is if you weren't a flight attendant, what would you be doing?
Yeah. Ooh.
Hypothetically, obviously. Like, duh. But
So it's funny you mentioned me having a voice. for
you'd be into
radio.
teeth. You'd be a teeth
A
person.
teethologist is what I call myself. That's not a thing. by the way.
Teethologist? Totally.
Teethologist. I
Dentist
just
might
made
be
it into a
offended.
thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know, right?
How does a dentist feel about a teethologist?
Teethologist. This is a little bit different. I go around and I spot teeth, so I can look at your teeth and I can tell if you had
How
braces.
you feeling about these? Huh?
Did you ever have braces?
These are fake right here. Right
Okay,
here.
and so here's the thing. Being totally honest, I was gonna say that.
Yeah. Well, if you're
you had
spotting,
braces
if you're spotting
growing
veneers
up.
and
Oh,
random,
you have really good teeth.
I have never had braces.
if you're spotting veneers in public, yeah, I'm sure you would spot these.
I spot veneers. I can also tell when someone has had braces. A lot of time I can tell if it's been a veneers or if it was the old school railroad tracks. I'm pretty good.
No, I've never had braces. No.
Wow.
You had braces twice.
Twice.
And dental implants.
Weird mouth on
You have
Adama.
nice teeth. Y'all all have nice teeth.
Oh, thank you.
I'll let
Well,
you
hey,
know.
well, let's call it a show. Yeah.
Teethologist. No, but when you mentioned me being in radio, so in high school I did television production. Remember I was asking you
Oh, okay.
questions earlier about like, ooh, what do you use to edit this, that, and the third? The technical side was not my thing. I'm so not hands-on. But I would love to be a part of a podcast or host my own podcast, maybe even like a TV show. Because I do have a sense of humor, you guys. It's just it's a little different.
We'll get there. Yeah.
So we'll get there.
It's funny you said that. You're on one right now.
See, dreams come true. So it was meant for me to meet you.
Hit up the applause button for that one, by the way.
Here you go. Yellow.
Boom.
So, but
Boom.
Yes, we do have buttons.
So now that you showed me that, can I just randomly press it?
Yes,
Sure.
do one. No, try another one now. And one that you didn't just hit.
What does this do?
Yeah.
We rarely use that one. We rarely use that one.
Yeah, I don't, yeah.
Okay,
One
so
more. Try one more.
We should do a dance and do this at the end.
Dance party, yeah.
You can give the demo.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I was gonna ask about language, but my language is normally it's pretty good.
No, you can drop whatever you
Your
like.
language has been good.
See, I'm normally, but now I know what button.
Exactly.
Screw this.
Yeah. Yeah. Again.
I didn't even say anything.
So where were we at? Who knows? Oh, any famous people?
Yeah.
So yeah, those are the two guys. that
Wait, so what band? Do we know what band
I
they're
don't
from?
even remember
How do you know they're from a band someone
because
told you?
other
or-
passengers recognized them, and I was
I
like,
actually-
oh,
I had that same exact thing happen to me on a flight from Denver to Omaha. They were sitting right in front of me and they were like, on this band and people were like talking about it. I never heard what band or who they were, but they had like really long hair and stuff like that.
Was it two guys?
Yeah.
You think it's just a Southwest band?
They were
that's
in the
just
very
a
front
traveling
row.
Band?
The Southwest
I'm wondering
Traveling
now.
Band. These guys were like from the 80s. And then a flight attendant ended up Googling it and she looked them up and like showed me their album cover and stuff. And I'm like, they had some good work done. They look nice. They look good. I was impressed.
Well, hey, shout out to those two guys.
Yeah,
Whoever
right?
they were. And then are you all familiar with the show Making the Band? It was an MTV show.
Heard of it.
Familiar.
You said making the band?
That's
Yes.
an older
You
show,
know, with,
isn't it?
with
Yeah.
Puff Daddy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I
know,
say
yeah.
P. Diddy?
Well, you just
Say that
did,
here?
so
Okay,
yeah.
I
You just
did.
did.
Do I need
You
to
can,
bleep
yeah,
it?
you actually, yeah.
By the way, love it when someone says, "Can I say this?" and proceeds
And
to
then
say it.
So I'm that person. I've done that a couple of times.
that's great. Please do.
Can
Continue.
Can I say? So he had this. I was in middle school. He had a show called Making the Band. This was the very first season, and it was supposed to be like people trying out to be a part of this hip hop and at the time hip hop and R&B band.
Oh yeah.
So there was one female rapper on that show. She actually did make the band. Shout out to Brooklyn Babs. She was on one of my flights.
Oh,
And
wow.
I didn't necessarily know that it was her initially, only because I'm flying lead. I'm fun up there, but I'm also like welcoming and I'm going to be serious and do my job. So I'm like, good morning, good morning. I'm speaking to everyone as they board the flight. I complimented her because she had on a denim hat. I love denim everything. So I'm like, oh my God, nice denim hat. She's like, oh, thank you. And just from her speaking and saying thank you, I'm like, I know that voice. She has this nice, like raspy voice. I'm like, I think I might know who that is. So I went to her Instagram page and I'm like, that's her. Because like it's the same hairstyle. I know that's her. Like
Stalking
she's
her.
on this flight. Yep, like that's her. But she doesn't sit in my section. She goes to the back. And we were going from, I want to say like Houston to Orlando. She slept the entire flight. Because I was like, man, I would have like bought her a happy birthday drink or something or asked her what was she celebrating? Like what was her reason for travel? Anything. But she was sleeping the entire flight.
Oh, man.
So at the end, I'm like, I know who you are. And another flight attendant was like, yeah, we looked you up. Like, we know who you are. We definitely confirmed that it was you. And she's like, yeah, we can get a picture if you like. We took a picture and she's like, why didn't you wake me up to give me a drink?
Oh.
I said, girl, you were sleeping. She had her nice denim jacket over her face with her denim hat. And I'm like, you were sleeping so peacefully, but next time if I see you, then so
Yeah, I
Brooklyn,
mean, if
owe
someone
you a
has something
drink.
over their face, I take that as like
kind of the
do not
international,
disturb,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, and so sometimes when I non-rev travel, I travel with the blanket. I've had this blanket since I started flying, and I put it over me, and it's like my little teepee tent, and that means do not disturb. So that's what thought she was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, naturally, that's
I
kind
just
of like
thought the
yeah.
same thing, yeah.
But she was somebody who I thought, in my mind, she's definitely famous. I recognized her. I don't know if anybody else on the flight did, but I did, myself and another cohort.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would have recognized Brooklyn Babs, but that's just me.
I recognized her voice, and then when I'm looking like, that is her.
Right.
I was super excited. It was part of my childhood. It was a nostalgic moment.
Aw.
So shout out Brooklyn Babs. Do you ever run into like family inadvertently that you didn't expect ever on a flight kind of thing?
Ooh.
So yes, it wasn't like my direct family member, but one of my aunt's friends, Miss Tracy, I ran into her in Orlando. Yep, I was trying to just non-rev home from Orlando to Atlanta, and I got one of the last seats, and it happened to be right next to her. And she's like a friend of the family who I've known for years, and we're like Facebook friends. So I'm like, is this who I think it is? I'm like, Miss Tracy?
Once again,
My
looking up
Auntie
online
Penny's
who you
friend?
are.
Yeah, that's my thing. Apparently, I looked all of y'all up before I got here.
Darn it.
Yeah. I know it all. I knew you were from Georgia. I remember that. It was a fun fact. I knew it already.
That's all right. I think we all do.
Go
to a
Dogs.
degree. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, go dogs. We can say go dogs at any given moment.
There we go.
If you're not
Amen.
creeping on Instagram, what are you doing?
See? So, yeah, I sat right next to my aunt's close friend.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Shout out to Miss Tracy.
Yeah.
Tracy and Brooklyn Babs. Shout out. So famous people,
That's it. That's all
Conclusion.
I got. That's all I got.
that works. Brooklyn Babs is legit.
I've got one to ask.
Oh, okay.
I'm finally talking.
Dom is in the
I got
queue.
a question to ask.
Yes, you're here.
Hey.
You're in the
present.
queue.
So one of the things that I always had to do when I was on alert, I always had to pack. And I had to do for 2 weeks, I had these things that I'd always do. I want this, this, and this. Do you have any packing tips for the traveler, one, and then for flight attendants yourself?
So, for the traveler, I'm the kind of person, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have
Me
it.
too. I'm a chronic overpacker.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's not overpacking. You just have to get little travel size things.
Yeah.
You just have to make sure you can fit everything. So it really depends. So for me as a traveler, traveling for leisure, things that I just must have. I do not like going out of town and having to go purchase my personal shampoo, conditioner. When I get out of town somewhere, like normally I'm going for fun. So I want to get there and sightsee and go do all the things. I don't want to go out of town and go to Walmart to get
Exactly.
no offense to Walmart, but I don't
Hey,
want
but they're there if
There's
you
a
need
time
them.
and place for
They're there if you
grocery
need them.
shopping.
Yes, I do that at home.
Yeah.
So if I have to put them in little travel size bottles, if I think I'm gonna need it, I'm gonna go ahead and pack it.
Always,
So that when
yep.
I get to my destination, I can just hit the ground running, doing all the fun
Same here, yep.
stuff. Make sure you have your medications. If you know that you are prone to being motion sickness, make sure you have what you need for that. Just the basics. And it's so funny because sometimes I wonder if some of these things are like quote unquote common sense to me because I've been flying for 7 years.
Oh, for sure.
But that's not my entire life.
Yeah.
But then too, my grandmother raised me, and so she would make us just have everything. Like you need to be prepared. Again, that's why I
Gotta be
get the
prepared for
whole
everything,
philosophy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's some people who put their medications in their checked bags, and if you've ever watched the show Airline from way back in the day for Southwest, there was an incident where a flight got delayed, canceled, or something where they couldn't fly till the next day, and they were begging to get their bag back from under the plane because they had their medications in there.
Yes, and that brings up something very interesting. So, with the current seating, but by the time this airs, we will be with our new assigned
Oh, I'm
seating.
so excited.
So you know how it is now when we board. If you're in the sea boarding group and you're last, there might be a chance that you have to check your bag. So one of the questions that we ask is, do you have any medication? We ask about car keys, because you need those to get to your destination.
Yeah.
Do you have any lithium batteries, and do you have any medication? So we do ask those questions to clarify. Yeah, because you don't want to end up without those things. But when I pack, I make sure I have, girl, everything under the sun. But it's travel size, so I make it work. I love my Travel Pro suitcase that I have. I actually got it out of training. Sometimes I think, okay, I need to be in the market for a new suitcase, but I got new wheels put on this one, and it works just fine. It's a little beat up on the outside, but they
You
actually
upgraded the
came-
hardware on your suitcase. That's hardcore,
That
dude.
is
So
That's hardcore, brother.
crazy part is the wheel was acting up one day, and I'm like, I wonder if there's a way for me to just like have the wheels replaced or get it fixed. I'm looking through the suitcase and I find a little business card, and it says that it has a warranty, so you can always get the wheels replaced. They
Oh,
have
yeah, there you
different
go.
stations
Okay.
everywhere. There's one in DC, there's one in Atlanta. They have these places where you could go, or you can just call
awesome.
them.
I
They will
totally would've
ship
just bought
you
a new
the
one.
wheels. Nope, they shipped me the wheels, and I had a friend of mine to put them on for me.
Oh, that's
So
way
I'm
too many
like,
steps
now
for me.
now I have in my mind a new suitcase. Yeah, the outside is a little beat up, and it's not one of the little what I call 4-wheel drives. It doesn't roll. You have to pull it, but I'm okay with that because it has what I call the J hook. So I'm able to attach another
yeah.
bag to it. So I'll do that in the duffel. So then I have my duffel that can go under my seat. The duffel holds quite a bit of stuff. And then I have the actual rollerboard, the Travel Pro, that I'm able to put in the overhead bin, so that counts as my 2 items. So I pack almost everything under the sun. All of my skincare products, makeup, everything. I have room for it all. Extra underwear. My thing is fuzzy socks. My feet, I sleep in socks. Somebody said that serial killers sleep in socks. I'm
I've
not a
heard
serial
about that
killer.
before. I
I'm
think.
not.
That's
I'm
cool.
not a
I'm in
serial
socks as
killer.
well. Don't worry about it.
See, but you're not a serial killer.
Yeah, not that I'm aware of. Yeah. I just met you though.
Dun,
So,
dun, dun. I
just-
have to get back to my hotel tonight. But but no, I have to have like nice fuzzy socks. So I will pack tons
Love
of
my warm
those
socks.
in my suitcase. That's about it for me and my essentials. All flight attendants should pack. Well, I prep a food bag as well. Only because I started in 2019, then of course we had COVID for 2020. A lot of restaurants, even in the airport, weren't open. So I got into the habit of just preparing my own food. So I do have my little e-bag. I love my little e-bag. I also have a Magecto. Magecto was pretty big. You can put a week's worth of food in there, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you buy these little ice boxes to keep your food cool, and there you have it. You can have your cold food, you can have your hot items. You can have a Hot Logic, which is like a little machine that you plug up to heat your food.
Ooh, okay. Wow.
Those come in handy for the hotels. Sometimes when you get to your room, you just want to go to bed. And so you don't feel like actually showering and then having to put on clothes to go downstairs to use a microwave to heat your food up.
Yeah.
But if you have something like a Hot Logic, you can plug that in while you're in the shower, and by the time you get out, your food is hot. So I think flight attendants should have a Hot Logic, or I think it's called a bento box. That's another one that we have.
Yeah,
too.
you've heard of those ones, yeah.
Yeah, both. Just because I love a good hot meal. I believe in hot food hot, cold food cold. So
Me too.
meal prepping, you can save money that way. You also can guarantee like the quality of your food because it's something that you know you like because you prepared it. And it's just convenient, in my opinion. So I think flight attendants should try to have a little bit of a food bag, a snack bag, something like that.
Love that. Love that.
Love it.
Snacks are awesome.
It's a great answer.
Love my snack attacks.
I'm gonna cut in on the sock thing here real quick. So, have you ever seen people walk around in socks? Have you seen people walk around without socks?
I've seen both. And so again, y'all, this is why I don't do jokes. My reply to that when I see them going to the lavatory with no socks or shoes on, I'm like, hey, that's not lemonade on the floor, right?
I love
Nor
that.
is it apple juice.
Hey, there's the jokes. There it is.
Like, see,
There it is.
Exactly.
That might not be funny to some people.
Oh, it's funny.
Okay,
Because
well,
guess
thank
what?
Definitely
Weeks
funny.
later when they're going to the doctor. Yeah. Yeah. Nah, shout out. She already knows the board. She already knows the board.
Yeah, because I'm like, Lord, I don't recommend it.
Oh no.
It's not.
No.
It's insane when that happens.
Right.
Unbelievable.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And sometimes people just want to be comfy.
I get being comfy, but
You can put your shoes on for a little bit to at least go to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying?
This is true. Because of my feet, again, so you see what happens to like a bag of potato chips when you're in the air. Everything expands.
Yeah.
So I can understand someone saying, well, my feet just feel crowded in these sneakers that I have on. So
which is valid, totally.
Yeah.
take them off while you're at your seat. But when going through the lav, please, please,
Right.
Yeah, for the love of God.
please. It's just so... I just, yeah.
It's all coming full circle. We started literally with feet. Here we are.
See,
back again.
back at feet. Is this some sort of a sign?
Foots.
Back at,
To foots.
back at the feet.
Feet are the worst.
The feet row. All right. Next question is from my mom. Shout out, Mom.
Shout out Paige's mom.
At Pal's Mom 1 on Instagram. What is the worst passenger you ever had? Was there poop or booze involved?
Sounds like she wants
Maybe
poop.
both.
Sounds like she wants that to be involved.
There was booze and there was
Yeah.
vomit and feet, and I'm just playing.
All at once.
All at once. No.
Wait, was it really?
No.
Okay, I was going to say.
I'm just
You should've.
only
I
joking.
mean,
This is why I
these
don't
days,
joke.
you never know.
You
Like,
never know. It was a triple threat. They had all three
Exactly.
components. All three components. I'm trying to think. The worst passenger. And again, it's like, it takes a lot to ruffle my feathers. I can't even say like worst passenger because when I approach someone, I'm thinking, I don't know what they've encountered. By the time they get to me, who knows what has happened to them? And then also, I don't know what they're traveling for. Everyone is not traveling for a vacation. People are going to divorce hearings, custody battles, funerals, all types of stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I'm like, let me just put myself in their shoes. I am trained to de-escalate whatever the situation is. I will say, flying during COVID, I was about a year in at that point. And it was a really testy time for a lot of people. It was
I can imagine.
adjusting to this new normal and then having to wear the mask. That was a challenge for some. Even for myself, it was hard to do announcements and breathe, and you start to feel suffocated and claustrophobic and all these things. So it was a lot. I remember we were boarding a flight from Salt Lake City going back to Baltimore. It was like the last flight going out that night. This is back when I used to work PMs more. This was like 2021. So we had we still were under the mask policy. And this guy gets on the plane. I'm like, good evening, welcome. I'm saying that to everyone. He looks at me and he's like, I'm telling you now, I'm not wearing this mask. I'm like, all I said was good evening. But right behind him was standing, the operations agent was right there. So he witnessed, the operations agent is the one who helps board the flight. They scan all the passes. They close the door. They push the jet bridge back. So it was towards the end of boarding. He was getting ready to come help me, get everything ready to wrap the flight up, get ready for departure. He witnessed that and was like, oh, sir, you can just come with me since you're not going to wear the mask. And I was just like, oh, wow.
Oh, snap.
So I don't get my moment to be on TMZ. Oh, man.
Oh, shoot.
Darn. Because in my mind, I wasn't going to go back and forth with him. I don't even know in that case what I would have even said as a rebuttal. I guess I was the lead flight attendant. So it's always, you tell the lead flight attendant, and then they tell the captain and or the ground supervisor, which would have been the operations agent, but he was right there. So I'm like, phew, I don't have to worry about this. I was at home in my bed that night in Baltimore, and he was still in Salt Lake City. So,
Hey, it all works
because
out.
he said he wasn't going to wear it. And I thinking back on it, I guess I would have said something like, well, sir, the flight is not that full. Maybe you'll be able to get a row to yourself, or, hey, you can have your mask down while you're eating or drinking, and it's a fairly long flight. I just would have tried to do something to de-escalate. But
Yeah.
I was just met with what he wasn't going to do. So it's like he escalated it. He put it up here. I'm telling you what I'm
Set
not
the
gonna
bar
do.
high.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I just want to go home. I want to get you there safely. And it was like I said, it was like the last flight of the night. So he spent the night there and got rebooked the next day.
So like that's a pretty rough passenger. You got any like pet peeves along those lines? Like just anything like just out of just things that you can't stand. Just like you got anything just on top of your head.
What should passengers not do on flights?
Do not poke the flight attendant.
Ooh, yeah. When they're walking by you, just don't poke them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I've seen that people do that.
totally.
This is the part where I'm like, my views and opinions are my own and not that of my employer or my other cohorts. For me, it's a thing. It's always been like kind of annoying, but lately it's just been like, ooh, really just don't do it. So a few weeks ago, a passenger poked me as I was adjusting a bag in the overhead bin, and I didn't even feel her poke me, but afterwards she was like, I'm like, what happened? She's like, oh, I touched you by mistake. I poked you, but I just read an article on like not touching flight attendants.
Poked you by mistake.
And so, to her defense, I don't think she had flown in a while. She was what I consider one of my senior citizen flight attendants. Again, I fly up front, so a lot of my passengers who require wheelchair assistance might have a disability. They may be senior citizens. A lot of times they sit up front. So I know there's going to be extra care involved with them. I didn't even feel her poke me. It wasn't anything aggressive. But the fact that she apologized for it. So I said, why, thank you. I didn't even feel that. But now that you mention it, it is something that is a thing for me. And this was in December. I had been flying a lot. It was just so much going on. So I'm like, right now, that could probably take me over the edge. So I'm glad that you were aware that you did that.
Yeah.
And I said it to where a few of the rows heard me, and they were all like, oh, okay, like we didn't know. Or they were like, oh, okay, thank you for standing up for yourself. Or one guy was like, honey, just tell them don't be putting their hands on you. And I'm like, well, sir, I'm not going to say it to anybody that way.
Right. Like I want to keep my job.
Yeah, like thank you for having my back. But so things like that, when people realize that, hey, we are humans having a human experience, like things happen. So just to apologize, I knew she didn't mean any harm.
Yeah.
Like, and we come through and we collect trash, for example. You don't have to dangle the trash. I have to have trash anxiety. I'm gonna come back and get
Trash
it from you.
anxiety.
The guy that's waiting. Oh, it's gonna be my turn. It's gonna be my turn.
I just with a smile, I pick it up.
You got one shot at this trash bag. One shot.
And then when people hand me like the tiniest little gum wrapper, I think it's so cute. I'm like, thank you, because you could have easily like dropped that on the floor.
Exactly.
Or in the little
discarded it.
thing in front of you.
Yes, it could have went in the seat back pocket, but
Yep.
instead you handed me that. So thank you very much. That's not a peeve of mine. It's actually something that I like. I enjoy that because we clean in between. Well, we tidy the cabin in between flights. So we are your cleaning crew in between flights.
Totally.
So to have someone to hand me tiniest wrapper, and if that wrapper has gum in it, to drop it on the carpet would mean we would get gum in the carpet and on my shoes and everywhere else. So
Yeah, and then we would turn into a situation to get it cleaned up.
yeah,
And
and that's time. We want to make sure we turn this plane around. So
Yeah.
I think little things like that make a big difference. So acknowledging like, oh, you touched me and you didn't really mean to. It was harmless. It matters because that is a kind of a pet peeve of mine. Like and you never know what somebody has been through. So to touch them could be a triggering thing. So I would just err on the side of caution. And then when you all go to a fast food restaurant or something like that, or you go to a shopping mall, you don't touch the people who work there. I think it's because we are like, you're home away from home while you're traveling in between places, and we do make you all feel really comfortable.
yeah, I was just going to say people feel very comfortable.
Yes, especially
and-
at my airline. So I think, it comes with the territory. Again, it used to just be a peeve of mine. Now it's kind of a bit much. So I just kindly ask that people refrain from doing so if they can help it.
Yeah. I think it's a good tip because I think some people kind of maybe don't know etiquette for flying,
Oh,
especially
there's a lot
if
of
they're
oblivious
not-
flyers out there. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
Yeah.
not their fault. I
And
think
people don't fly every day. Like I do
Exactly.
this for a living. Some
Yeah.
people, and that's how I approach it. I'm like, "Who, baby? These tickets are not cheap. This could be their only flight for the year. So let me make it their best experience." And then also, I can
Yeah.
try to teach them something along the way,
Yeah.
if they're open to receiving it. Again, the young lady who was speaking during the safety demo, I just told her for future reference. Just so others around you can pay attention. You can pay attention too. Just kind of like quiet down
Yep.
during the safety demonstration.
Yeah, I mean, sitting at this table right now, we're all very used to flying, clearly, especially you, obviously. But I mean, in general, we are, but the general population is not.
No.
Yeah,
It's
not
not.
the way we are, for sure.
No.
Yeah.
So they just don't know.
There's a lot of oblivious flyers out there. That's the only
Oh,
thing
goodness,
I
yeah.
really take away every time that I fly.
Follow
There's a
my
lot of
first-time
oblivious people out there.
flyers, Yeah. And I love when they get on the aircraft and like when they step on, they're like, and they start looking at the overhead bins. I'm like, ooh, it's not a spaceship. Airplane. Ooh, okay, this is gonna be fun though. And so you learn your crowd. You know.
Yeah.
In different cities, they have different personalities, and you know. And you just roll. You know your audience. You just roll with it. That's all.
100%.
Yeah.
You're going to see a lot of red when you get on that plane tomorrow. 'cause
Tomorrow?
that's how Nebraska rolls. Everybody
I'm
wears
gonna send
Nebraska
y'all
clothes.
pictures.
Yes.
And a lot of times I'll take pics with, like we did, I'll take pics with passengers when they ask, like, it's cool. Or I'll even ask the kids, you want to come to the cockpit? Like, get pictures, get videos. I like interacting on that level.
Yeah.
So I'll look out for the red tomorrow,
Yes.
early in the morning.
So then we have a few questions that your dental hygienist actually wanted.
Oh, teethologist.
Yeah,
My
exactly.
teethologist,
Full
I just
circle
went
here.
to the
Shout
teethologist
out
the
to
other day.
Teeth.
Yes.
Comfortable with the board.
Right? I don't know what the other ones do.
Well, hey, find out. This kind of bothers Adama in a way, I think.
Oh, I don't
No,
know.
no, that's why I want you to keep doing it.
I've been banned from the board and I've never even touched a button before. They don't let me touch it.
That's why.
Oh,
Val, hit it up again. Val, keep going. There's a couple you haven't touched on the far right.
The orange one.
Speaking of poking and touching, let's go for it.
I know, right? This is my pet peeve.
Right there. Yep.
Oh, I know
that's
that
it.
one. I've done them all. This one. Oh, yes. That's
Yeah.
the one that we like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Catchy.
Val. All right, where are we at on the cues?
Back to the teeth.
Oh yeah, the dentist.
Yes.
calling in.
My teethologist did ask.
Back to the teethologist questions. So she has a few. What is your schedule like? Do you fly a certain route? And how's your work-life balance?
Yes. So at Southwest, we don't have what we call minimums or maximums. So like, there's not like if I wanted to fly 2 days out of the whole year, it's possible. Also, if I wanted to fly 6 days on, 1 day off for a whole year, that's possible. You can do that. When it comes to like maximum hours that you can fly, there are FAA regulations because you have to have the rest that you need in between. Because it can be considered a safety risk if you don't have the proper rest that you need in between these flights. So those regulations, again, FAA thing. But in terms of like having to fly a certain amount of hours, you do receive a schedule each month, and you can manipulate that schedule based on what you need for it to be. So you know your personal goals, you know what your home life looks like, you know what your financial goals are, and you can just go from there, which is such a blessing because you can say, well, I need to pay for X, Y, and Z, so I need to fly a little bit more this month in order to have my check next month be really, really fat so I can pay for whatever this is I need to pay for. And then you can say, okay, well, I'm kind of getting burned out. You know, I have this going on. It's graduation season in my family. I have my birthday coming up. I have a wedding coming up. I might not be able to fly as much this particular month, and you can trade with different people, get rid of things, and it works out. So your schedule is really what you make it. You are guaranteed a certain amount of hours, but from that you can take away from it or you can add to it.
I like that.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for that because it allows for people who need a break to take that break, and then people who need to work to come into work. And then people are able to have like different career paths, and like somebody might say, well, in my spare time, I want to go back to school and I can do that now. Or I need to stay home with my child, so I'm going to only fly on the weekends because I need to be there for like certain things throughout the week. So I can appreciate that.
Yeah, and I actually didn't know that about the Southwest schedule until you brought that up
I'm
today.
so grateful.
It's very flexible. And I
Yes,
didn't
it
know
makes
that.
for
That's awesome.
great work-life balance. It does.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the most important things with the job is that work-life balance. So
Yes. And then in terms of having certain routes, so we do have what's called a line. Your line, you could have the same trips. So like this trip, for example, I overnighted in Detroit last night and then Omaha tonight. If I were to bid for that, I could possibly have that the entire month if it was a part of that particular line. The line is like a calendar for that entire month. And I could have it what's today? Today is Friday, so I could have that Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That would be my Thursday, Friday, Saturday schedule for the entire month. But I picked this up. I was originally off on these days. My original days was Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. But I'm like, you know what? I want to come to Omaha. So I was able to pick this up from somebody. Again, that's the beauty of it all. That cohort of mine was able to be off of work to handle what he needed to handle, and then I was able to come in and get to be with you all.
Shout
it
out.
all works out.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
Everything is, I know, right? I'm so excited to be here. Everything is based on seniority, though. Like, there are some people who, flying out of the West Coast, for example, like Oakland, they're known for having the Hawaii overnights. When I first started in 2019, that was pretty big. Sometimes you would sit reserve and you would end up getting, I never got one, but I know people who did get those Hawaii overnights, and that was pretty cool.
Have you done Hawaii on Southwest as a flight attendant?
No, I've flown there on another airline.
Oh, which one?
Oh.
It doesn't really matter.
Say it. No, it does.
Uh-oh.
Say it.
So I went to meet one of my friends when I first started, and we flew Delta.
Oh, what was
Gross.
that?
They were nice to us, of course. They're
Of
always
course.
nice to us. But-
Go Dogs.
Okay, because you said
Because
that.
they're from Georgia.
So like the Hawaii routes are high up on the seniority.
Yes, they can be. And then also it's it depends on where you're based back then. So I've been based a lot of places. They were sending a lot of flight attendants to Oakland to make sure they had the coverage they needed for those flights. So I was Oakland based for about 3 or 4 months, and then I had LA for a month, and then I had Denver for a month. Then at month 6 is when I got Baltimore. And at that point I was commuting from Atlanta to Baltimore. So, flight attendants, we don't necessarily live where it is that we are based. That's what I tell people when they apply for this job. They're like, oh, okay, like I'm just going to be able to drive to work. Not necessarily. You may have to catch a plane or two to get to work, depending on where you are flying from, like where you live, unless you decide to move. And that's what I did a few years ago.
And that wouldn't be a problem with me because I love planes. I love flying. So more planes, more fun.
Yeah, but when you have to get to work,
It's
though.
a job, though. It is a
It's
job.
Yeah,
thank
it's a
you.
job,
So we
yeah.
always say commuting is a different job within itself.
Yeah.
Like to have to look now, we have what we call like ride share agreements with other airlines. So we can take these airlines at no cost to be able to get to work, but it is standby. So you have to like make sure there are enough seats for you to even do that. We do have a clause that protects us as flight attendants where if you try to take a certain amount of flights and you just can't make it, then you're still covered. It doesn't necessarily count against you. You have to make those days up, of course. But it's like, well, I tried my best. I did what I was supposed to do on my end to get to work, and I just could not commute there.
So the standby aspect of it is only for the other like rideshare airlines and stuff like that, or is that also for Southwest?
So that's for every airline. It's
Okay.
called non-revenue.
Yeah, non-revving, yeah.
Meaning that we're not bringing in revenue because we're not paying for the ticket. So that's how people commute to work, and then also how we travel for leisure. It's just based on how many available seats
Right,
there
yeah.
are.
Yep.
And so you can get bumped. That's why a lot of people just start off early in the morning. Like, I don't care if I have to be to work the next day. I'm going to start off. If I have to be to work on Thursday, I'm going to start early Wednesday trying to get to work because things can happen. So even if you get rolled over to that very last flight of the evening, at least you can be in place when you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
But again, that's a job. So
Oh,
that
yeah.
means that you are preparing the night before to even do that. You're cooking your meals, you're doing your laundry, you're packing your bag, making sure everything is done.
Yep.
It's a job in itself having to commute into a base. So I chose to move because I can do everything at home. It is still home for me, and I can drive to work.
Yeah.
I took the easy way out.
So when was the last time you paid for an airline ticket?
Before I started with the airline.
Gotcha, because you're obviously not.
Now I will say this. So I did recently come back from Lagos. I went to Nigeria, and I flew Delta.
What? Say that again.
I flew Delta. And they were so sweet to me. Straight out of Atlanta, so that worked out. It was a 10-hour flight. We do have to pay the taxes on that.
Yeah.
But what we pay is similar to like what somebody would pay to go to Miami and back or
Yeah,
Vegas
exactly.
and back. Like
Right.
you cannot beat that when a ticket is thousands of dollars
Yes.
and you're paying a small fraction
Yeah.
of that. Like you cannot beat that. And it's airline culture. We treat each other very well. Like I said, that Delta crew was amazing to me going and coming back. So we're nice to each other. And we're nice to you all as passengers, I would hope.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to everybody involved.
All right,
guy
so
not
all
wearing
parties
shoes.
involved.
Yeah, the guy not wearing shoes. Exactly.
Do we have any more questions?
Do you have any
more
more you'd like to ask? We have a
questions.
list. Do you have any you wanted to ask
Let's-
Adama? You had a couple maybe?
I did. I did, but some of them have already been answered. Honestly, one of the questions that I had was, and I know that time-wise we're getting past there, so that's why I wanted to get 2 or 3 more questions in. One of my questions is, why did you choose Southwest?
Oh, why did I choose
be a flight
Southwest?
attendant.
I feel like Southwest chose me.
Boom.
Ooh.
Yes. I interviewed with different airlines before I got on with Southwest. Funny story. A friend of mine told me, "Hey, there's an airline. I won't even name which one. I'll let you all guess."
Okay, I was
ask-
gonna bring this up because you mentioned this
Yes,
earlier, and I was like,
yes.
I want to know this because I want to try and guess.
Like let's play a game. So this was 2017, I believe. A friend of mine said, "Hey, there's an airline like they're hiring. I know for a fact you should go out for the interview." So I applied and I did get an invitation to go to the interview. And they said, "Okay, well, you have to pay for your ticket to come out. It's going to be in Vegas." I would have been coming from Atlanta. And because of it being so early in the morning in flight times, I would have had to come in the night before. So that means I had to get a hotel as well. Shout out to my dad because he paid for it. He's like, "Baby girl,
Aw.
this is what you want to do. Like, I support you." So he bought my ticket on this particular airline. And I got a hotel. I actually got a hotel room at the hotel that the interviews were happening at. So I'm like, I don't have to worry about transportation. I will not be late. Nothing can happen. I will make sure that I'm at this interview. So I fly out on this said airline. And I read the requirements. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to make sure I am looking up to par with the dress code. They had said, like, don't come in here with, like, 6-inch heels and super wild hair and crazy makeup. And I'm like, got it. I got this. And I feel like I can interview pretty well. I'm going to get this. So get downstairs to the lobby area where everybody is getting together to go into the interview space. And it's hundreds of us. There's a long line. They start pulling people out of the line. And I'm like, what are they doing? And this one girl's like, "Oh, I've done this before. They're going to do a height test." I'm like, "Oh, okay. I don't think anything of it." So they pull me out of the line. So I go to the front, and they bring me into this room, and there's a big poster board on the wall, and there's an aircraft on the poster board. They're like, "Okay, you have to stand in front of this, and your head has to reach a certain point, like on this airplane, in order for you to be considered tall enough for this airline." And again, I'm not worried. I did have on a slight heel. I'm trying to think. I want to say I did not take my shoes off. I don't think they made any of us take our shoes off, if I'm not mistaken. So I stand up, and people had went before me, and in my opinion, they were shorter than me, and they made it. So I walked up with confidence, like, "Oh, I know I got this." So I stand up. I had my hair pulled up into a nice little puff. And so the guy was like, "Somebody else come measure her and measure her real height and not that puff." And I'm like, "Oh, man, not too much on the puff. It's all neat and pretty." Like,
Yeah, shout out to the Puff, dude.
yeah, the,
Yeah,
like, the
exact-
puff was
respect
there.
the puff.
Not Puff
Please
Daddy,
respect
though.
the puff.
Oh God, no.
I set myself up.
Yep.
Yep.
I did it to myself. Respect the puff, the Cheeto puff. So the puff is there. And he's like, everybody gets quiet and they're looking at me. I'm like, "Okay, did I make it?" He's like, "No, next." I'm like, "Dog."
What?
So I walk out, but I'm smiling because I had been talking to people who were in line. They were all waiting outside in this long line that I told you about. So I walk out and I'm like all happy. They're like, "Oh my God, did you make it?" I'm like, "No, but I'm in Vegas, so I'm about to go have a good time."
Hell yeah.
I'm like, bump that. I'm about to go enjoy the rest of my day. I'm already here. So I did not get on with that airline. I did not feel bad about it.
Did you even make it past the whole height and hair thing?
No, I didn't.
That was it?
That was it. And so I didn't even get
What?
a chance to be interviewed.
Wow.
What the heck?
Now, to their defense, the way that their aircrafts are, I would have to be a certain height to reach the safety equipment. I am 4'11". I'm short. And the requirement is 5 feet. So I did not make it.
Barely.
Barely. I didn't make it.
Ooh.
Now, is that like a thing across any? Like, is it? I
No,
was gonna say.
it depends on
Yeah.
the aircraft.
Like, is it-
does.
Sure.
Because I know I've flown with people at Southwest who I know 2 or 3 people who are shorter than me. And like we reached the equipment just fine. We make it work. It's not an issue. We all passed. I mean, we didn't have a height test with Southwest, but we passed every part of the interview process along with the training. So, but that's their requirement. But I ended up where I was supposed to. Shortly after that, I heard back from Southwest. And when I applied, I had waited over a year before I heard back.
Oh wow.
Wow.
When I applied, there were like there's so many people who applied. Like I want to say it was way into the thousands,
I'm
and they
sure.
only picked a handful of us. So when I do my job, another reason why I'm like semi-serious is because it's an honor. Like you got picked from this huge pool. Like first of all, a lot of times the site crashes when people apply because it's so many of us at one time. So then to continue on with your life and wait a year to hear back, and then you start the interview process, you pass that, then you pass training. It's like, okay, this is a big deal. I earned my wings.
Yeah.
Where'd you train? You train in Dallas?
Yes, for a week.
Is that the only place that Southwest trains, or are there others?
Nope, only in Dallas.
Gotcha.
And even like it was so interesting seeing operations agents there in customer service. They don't go for as long as we do, but they're there as well, learning the announcements and going through the spiel. And they have like simulators for them as well. So it's pretty neat.
Oh, that's awesome.
It is.
What was your favorite part of training?
My favorite part. Ooh, child. Training
And then the
was intense.
worst.
Oh.
I've heard the training is very, very intense.
So my worst. Why do I always want to start with the worst? I'm gonna try to think of my best first. Okay, my first, the best thing about training, I think, was bonding with my cohorts because it's kind of like being in the world's biggest fraternity or something. Like again, we say cohorts. It's
I
not.
was just gonna say, can you explain cohorts for people
So
that don't know?
cohorts, being that I'm a Southwest employee, we call each other cohorts and not coworkers. Like it really is a thing. You become like family. You spend 4 weeks with them. We do have our own hotel room, so you don't share a room. Although back in the day, you used to share a room with someone else. We do have our own
Not
room.
like that.
I know of a story, but I guess I could tell it. I won't say any names, but I know of a story about people who had to share the rooms back in the day. We did not have to in my class, thankfully. Sometimes they have like AM classes that start super early, and they have the evening classes. Back when I was training, it was more like a regular 9 to 5. Thankfully, training was so intense. You would be sitting next to somebody like nudging them, make sure you stay awake. Because it wasn't that it was hard, it was just a lot of information at once. 2 activities that I enjoyed that we did in training. One was on the first day, they said a bunch of things like, okay, who here is over, say, 5'4"? And then some people were able to raise their hands. And then,
Oh, here we go again with the height.
I know, right? And
I would fail.
I couldn't raise my hand. And they're like, okay, who is within this weight? And they said a certain weight. And I'm like, dang, I'm a little bigger than that. Couldn't raise my hand then either. So then they're like, okay, well, who has a degree or like a background in nursing or education? So after it all, we got to see that this used to be the requirement to be a flight attendant at all. And the one that was kind of like a tearjerker for me was like who identifies with being like, white, Anglo-Saxon, European, whatever. And I'm like, well, I'm none of those. Well, my aunt wanted to be a flight attendant, and she just she's in her mid-70s, looks amazing, by the way. Shout out Auntie Peggy. She looks so good. She used to want to be a flight attendant, but she couldn't. She met the other requirements, but it was because she was Black. Something as simple as that. I'm like, and that was within like her lifetime. I've known her, of course, my entire life. That's my aunt. So to know that was really her story, I'm like, okay, this is a big deal. For me to be here is a big deal. We're not so far removed from like even flight attendants having to weigh in.
That's crazy.
Wasn't that long ago?
Yeah,
at
it
the end
was
of the day.
not that long ago. So doing that and seeing like who all was able to raise their hand. Nobody could raise their hand for all the things. Even, we had males in my class, men. They're like, at one point there were no male flight attendants. So something as simple as that, like we've come a long way.
Yeah.
And that's every airline. So that was a good activity. And then we had one where it was our safety and security. Somebody had walked in the classroom. We were all like sitting there just listening, paying attention, staying awake, being focused. And the instructor says, okay, well, can anybody describe what this guy in the classroom just had on? And we're like, what guy? There was a guy who had walked in during the presentation, and none of us like noticed who he was or saw him. They were like, who can describe what he had on? Did he have a marker in his hand? Did he have a bag? Anything? And we were like, we didn't even see this person walk in. They're like, yeah, that's a problem. You all need to be vigilant and understand like safety matters. And so again, another reason why I'm so safety oriented is because of something like that. Like we didn't even see the guy come in. Again, we were focused.
You were locked in.
But what about that third eye? You have to kind of keep your head on a swivel. So now I kid y'all not, it's a thing for me. I can be like stopping to get Starbucks or something in the morning time, and I'm just kind of like scanning the room, not realizing I'm doing it. And then a passenger gets on. I'm like, oh, I saw them at TSA. Or, oh, I saw them at Starbucks. Or I saw them going to the restroom. Like my brain remembers that person. And this is for safety reasons. God forbid something was to happen. You need to be able to describe that person.
Yeah.
Give as much detail as you can. So that was like that was a shock for the entire class. Was like, wait a minute.
An eye opener,
It
yeah.
is, for sure. So that's why I'm really safety oriented. The worst thing that happened to me in training was, child, at the end, the last thing we had to do, we call them proficiencies, these like little tests that we have to take every day. I had aced everything. The last thing we had to do was jump in the pool and like tread water into the life raft. I can't swim.
Oh.
I can't swim either. Hardly.
But I just had like all this faith. So it was like 47 people in my class. I jumped in first. My behind, I'm like, Jesus, take the wheel. I jump in with all this faith. Child, I pop back up out of the water. I'm still like barely drowning. I pop back up and I'm just like there. I think I'm moving, baby. I'm not going anywhere. They're like,
just bobbing.
Yeah, just bobbing and weaving. They're like, baby, tread water. They're like, make snow angels. I said, it doesn't snow where I'm from. I'm just in the water. Like, it took me forever. They were like, everybody else, just go. So I was the first one to jump in. I was the last one to finally make my way into the life raft, but I made it.
Oh, that could be traumatizing.
Yeah.
That could be traumatizing
right?
in a weird way.
That's when I need my class. My class, we all laughed about it after the fact, but they had my back. They supported me. It was, again, we became like family. That was the last thing that we had to do. We had been together for 4 weeks. So they were like, you were not about to fail. We're going to be patient with you. And I made it in. I passed.
Hell yeah.
That is awesome.
Shout out. I mean, you're here now. You made it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I made it
You've made it now.
now. I made it since, I get it.
There
You're
you
funny.
go.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is there a laugh? Where's the laugh?
It comes from the human beings. In the room. Yeah. All right. So real quick, these are just simple questions,
Okay.
quick answers. We're already going pretty long here, and I know you got a curfew to make.
Yes.
Supposedly.
Gotta go to
Supposedly.
bed.
So we're gonna start real quick. So where are you based? I know we've covered some of these, but where are you based out of?
Baltimore. B-Wee, as in B-W-I.
Gotcha.
Never heard them say that.
B-Wee.
I like that.
Pee-wee. I do like that actually. Yeah, yeah. Favorite color?
Ooh, it just depends on the mood I'm in.
Right now, what are you feeling?
Yellow. Yellow is so
Yellow
happy.
right now.
It's so happy.
Interesting. Okay. Hotel or Airbnb?
Ooh.
Ooh, child. I'm gonna say Airbnb.
You got a favorite Southwest? You got a favorite Southwest livery? Now, I kind of thought this question would work, but until I walked in the room when I first met you, you kind of weren't an av geek. So I'm not too sure if you have an answer to this question.
No, so now I feel like this is like my God baby because of Paige.
That works. That works. I wasn't too sure where you were on the whole av geek thing, so like I thought this question might
I've
apply.
learned so much.
So we're gonna go with Maryland 1 then, is what you're saying?
Yes, Maryland.
Maryland 1. Okay,
She's
because
a good girl.
a couple of these are gonna be misses now because I was gonna say, do you prefer the modern Southwest livery or the Desert Gold or the classic one?
So the desert
color, as they call it.
gold.
That would be like
gold,
the
yeah.
it was an all gold plane.
Yes, I remember that one. It has the red on the back here, and then
Yep.
I know that.
Because you've worked for Southwest for 7 years, you said. So
and I
you've
still
you've only known it from the modern livery, basically.
Right. Yeah, but I've seen that one though.
Oh, sure. Let's
They
see.
did have the standard Desert Golds in the 700 flying around then.
Yeah.
Because they just retired them in 2022, I think.
Aisle, middle, or window.
Window.
Perfect. All right, we can go ahead and continue here. Takeoff or landing. This is just general questions, one or the
I
other.
like the most
Sure.
landing.
Landing the most. Interesting. I'm a takeoff guy myself.
Oh.
Preferred in-flight snack to either A, hand out, or B, ingest.
to ingest is crazy. I'm a fan of the Oreos.
Oh, yeah.
Being handed out on a plane. Yeah.
I like Oreos.
I've never
What
had
is
Oreos
what does
handed to
Southwest
me
go
on
to?
a
Isn't
plane.
Southwest like a trail mix kind of thing now?
You haven't flown. That's in a while.
Yeah.
We used
Yeah,
to have,
you
it was
haven't
called
filmed
a
them since before the snack mix. The snack
now
mix was
we have-
superior.
Well, that's what I meant. Snack mix. Yeah.
We have
I mean, same thing.
pretzels now. They're pretzel sticks.
Oh yeah,
pretzels
yeah.
and the
They have
graham
like they have
crackers.
the
They have the
airport codes on the
graham.
bag, right? They have the airport codes
On the back of the.
on like the bags. They have like it says
They
like
used
Midway. It says like Omaha. No,
On the trail.
yeah.
No,
on the-
you're
on the
thinking.
trail mix.
Is that American?
No,
I'm
that's
like
the
wrong
Southwest.
airline.
Maybe. All right. Anyway, we're moving on.
I don't know.
Preferred route to work might have been answered earlier, but I'm not sure. Preferred route, if you could be hypothetical or could be what you do now.
Just take me somewhere warm.
Warm. Okay. So tomorrow you're going to be on one to Orlando.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That works out.
But then I have to go back to Baltimore. Where we're
Again,
gonna-
this might be
we're gonna get
another
a
one.
Snowstorm.
This might be another question that doesn't apply because I was going to ask you your favorite aircraft type to work. Because with Southwest, you've got the 700, the 800, and the
I do
Maxes.
okay, so I like the Max. I feel like the Max is more quiet.
Sure.
And we do have two different designs. One has the A and C 2 galleys in the front and 2 galleys in the back. I prefer that. The other one has 2 galleys only, and it's like 3 flight attendants having to work in the back. So I prefer for the A and C to have their own galleys, and then the B and the D to be in the back and have their galley area.
I've got 2 more and then I'm done. So this next one here is a big deal. So is it full cup, as in soda, that you hand out, or do you give the can? What would you like to do? I don't know what Southwest does because some airlines, they just give you the whole can and it's effing awesome.
Yeah.
Others just pour a cup and
So-
don't even give you the can. They just give you what the cup takes.
Here's the thing: if you request the can, you can have the can.
Oh.
Okay, so pro tip, request the can.
See, don't start no mess.
Pro
No, but seriously.
Can I request a whole bottle of prosecco?
So,
to Val specifically. Yeah.
here's the thing: we have to. I know, right? We have to serve everything uncapped. So our sparkling wine that we have is in like a little short. So if you would
gotcha.
like to see the entire short, because I've had some people say, well, I want to mix my own drink because they want to make sure that they're getting all of their alcohol in their drink. So we can serve it uncapped with a stir stick, your ice, and your mixer. You can mix it yourself if you would like to. But the standard is for us to do it ourselves because we don't want you to have to work. At a restaurant, you wouldn't have to work. So,
Makes sense. Yeah.
yeah.
And then one final one here. I don't really know how to word this one. It was more just like, so taking away the domestic airlines here in the United States, do you look, I guess I don't know how you look at other flight attendants and like stewardesses, but like, is there an airline you look at and you're like, I would love to work for them? International, that is. So like, we're talking like Emirates, we're talking like Cathay Pacific. Like, do you look at some cruise and say like, I want to be a part of that?
So I look at Emirates and I'm like, oh my God, they're so polished and poised. And
Yeah, that's
all
kind of what
the
I wanted to get at.
grace.
Like, how do you look at other flight crews when you see them in about, at the hotels, at the airports? You're like, I want to be a part of that kind of thing.
So definitely Emirates. I'm like, oh man, but I don't know if I have it in me. Like I look up to them.
They're almost
like,
robotic. Like, they're so good.
And so here's
Yeah.
the thing. I feel like
Scary.
I'm able to be more of myself and have a personality here, but I do like how uniform they appear to be.
Yeah.
Very poised, professional. I love it. I'm like, I'm so wacky. I'm here at Southwest, like, but you get me and my personality, and I'm here on this podcast. So that's the thing about it. I do feel like, again, I've interviewed with other airlines before I became a Southwest flight attendant, and this is the one. Again, they chose me when I left there. The interview was a lot like this. It was just conversational, and I felt like, okay, here's where I want to be. I hope
Yeah.
that they do choose me because I feel like I can be myself. I can show up
Exactly.
all
Feel
411 of
comfortable.
me.
Yeah.
Yes, with my Afro puff or my straight hair today or my braids next week, and it's just fine. I am me, and I'm accepted, and so here's where I am. I'm like, but I do admire like how polished the other flight attendants at some airlines look.
That's kind of what I was getting at. I wondered how you looked at some of these other,
Yes.
airlines, right? But no, you're right. Southwest
all
picked you.
family.
Southwest picked you, though. Like, it goes back to what you said. Things work out for a reason.
That's
Exactly.
right. We always say we're united by wings, all of us.
I like that. I like that. That's adorbs.
That kind of ends the rapid fire on my end. Appreciate you participating.
I passed
Shout
rapid
out.
fire. Woo-hoo.
Pass with flying Southwest colors.
Val, it has been a pleasure to have you on our podcast this
My
week.
pleasure.
I appreciate
Here's
you
your parting
coming
gift.
out. Yeah, here's a sticker. Please wear it proudly.
Yes.
Where can we follow you on the social media?
Ooh, thank you for asking. FlyGirlLandy. That is on TikTok. I post mainly on my Instagram at FlyGirlLandy. Landy.
Okay.
Boom.
Awesome.
You can find us at the Exit Row.
At the Exo Pod. You can follow Paige.
You can follow me at Oma_spotter_page. And you can follow my travel buddy, if you're looking at the camera, Adventures with Aileron on Instagram.
Justin.
Spotting Omaha.
And you can follow me, Photography by Adama D.
You got to get in on this. You're part of the crew now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go exit row on 3. So 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna go exit row.
Okay.
You're gonna put your hand in the middle like this, like a
can do
team.
this.
Like a team.
Like a team.
Are we good to go, Adama? Are we closing up?
So from us 4 in Omaha, Nebraska.
Chilly and frigid Omaha.
Justin.
1, 2, 3. Exit row.
Exit row.